What's going on, guys, and welcome back to Ready Player Q. Today I'm going to bring you some Call of Duty World War II beta footage. As some of you might know, the beta actually launched a little bit early. It was supposed to come out tomorrow. It is now available. I know it was available straight away for people with digital downloads. I'm not sure about those of you who have physical copies. You may still be waiting on your code depending on what retailer you purchased from. I know I had a code on my GameStop receipt, so that's the way I was able to get in a little bit early. And just kind of wanted to give you guys a quick overview of my impressions of the game, let you know some tips and tricks whenever you first get in, and just kind of give you a brief overview. So let's get right into it. As you can see here, I'm using the M1 Garand for this match. It's a gun that I kind of like. I think I'm level 5 at this point, and the only guns I'd really tried out were the PPSH, the Grease Gun, and the M1 Garand. Out of those, I definitely like the PPSH the most. The M1 Garand is something that I believe could be a really good gun, but it's going to take someone with a lot of skill. You can't really spray and pray with it, and you have to be very accurate. A big tip that I would have for you guys if you are using this is don't feel like you have to pull that trigger as quickly as possible. There's only 8 rounds in each clip, so emptying your clip on one guy whenever you have 3 people right around you is not a good idea. It takes a long time to reload. And overall, you kind of want to give it one shot and then briefly wait just a minute. Don't tap the trigger right away and give it another follow-up shot. I've found that that's the best strategy for me at least, and is something that I think will carry over to the main game just to make this gun kind of balanced, because it is 2 shots to the chest, which is something that it has going for it. You can see here up close, it's usable for sure, but that was a sniper, so I feel like if it was someone with a shotgun or an SMG, I would have been in a lot more trouble than I was in that situation. I've definitely noticed that if you come up around the corner to someone, you're kind of toast. You're not going to be able to get your gun up in time, and if you do, you're probably not going to be able to get as many shots downrange. Beyond the M1 Garand in particular, the game itself I'm really impressed with. So I didn't play Infinite Warfare at all. A little bit of background on my Call of Duty history. I started actually with the very first Call of Duty on Xbox, the original Xbox. I didn't play multiplayer until Call of Duty 4 years later, and got hooked on that. That was the first game that I ever played on Xbox Live. Put days and days into it, loved the game. It's what first got me into the YouTube community, but slowly I've become disinterested with the game, and Infinite Warfare I didn't play at all. Granted, I put a lot of time into Modern Warfare Remastered, but the newest version of Call of Duty hasn't interested me since Advanced Warfare, which is kind of funny because, as you might know, Sledgehammer is the studio behind World War II, and the last game they made was Advanced Warfare, so I was expecting this to be good, but probably not quite as good as it is, to be honest. It's, I don't really know how to describe it. It's different. There's no created class anymore. It's based on divisions, which maybe they stole from Battlefield, maybe they didn't, maybe it was an original idea. But it's definitely a fresh take on Call of Duty. It gets you out of your created class structures that you might be sticking to, like sleight of hand and quick draw and stuff like that, and kind of makes you branch out a little bit more. And also I think is going to add some depth and longevity for people who are just totally burnt out on that system like myself. So I'm looking forward to kind of going a little bit more in depth with it and seeing what it has to offer. As far as the graphics go, they're really good. I think when the Xbox One X comes out, it's going to improve even more. One thing to note, I don't know if any of you guys have HDR TVs. That's not HD, HDR, high dynamic range. There's an option that's set to on by default. If you do have an HDR TV, you're going to want to turn that off pretty quickly because it does add some noticeable lag to the game. And as you know, in multiplayer, you don't want any of that. So yeah, just if you do have an HDR TV, make sure you go ahead and go in there and turn that off. That's a big tip for you. I noticed whenever I first played my first match, I thought the game was really slow. I was kind of worried, but it was just that setting. Overall, my impressions are really good. This game is a lot more fun than I anticipated. I'm still kind of learning the skill gap, learning what's going to be effective in the game. By all means, I'll have more videos out in the near future with some more in-depth tips and tricks and some overviews of each gun. But since I was able to get in a little bit early, I wanted to put this out here for you guys to see. I'll go ahead and cut the commentary here and let the gameplay just ride out. So thanks for stopping by. If you enjoyed the video, please feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down and let me know what I can do better the next time. If you want to see more videos like this or PUBG videos, please consider subscribing. I'm having a great time interacting with you guys in the comments, and look forward to making some more videos here in the near future. Thanks, and see you at the next one at Ready Player Q.
Dropping Fritz X-bomb. Recon searching for targets. Recon airborne. Excellent work. The fatherland endures.